North Texas.
So yeah, this is our 4th episode, and we're on our way to Austin, Texas. We are deep in the heart of Texas right now.
Oh yeah.
Catch up a little bit, kind of talk about, we're 3 episodes done, and kind of talk about how things are going, honestly. We've been doing this for close to 3 months now, so.
I've worked a lot of different jobs in my life. A couple of them I was very passionate about. Some I did not give a shit about. Most recently, the last job that I left, I worked at for a pretty long time because it was a cushy job and offered me a pretty decent paycheck and, benefits and all this other stuff. And I think I lost track of what was important to me in life, and I was finding myself drained at the end of my day. I was coming home, and I didn't really do much at my job. I guess it's emotionally exhausting, but
have you found that you're more, you've got more drive after talking to these people? You've got
yeah, that's a good point. I think it's kind of weird whenever we have our whenever we come off quote unquote set or off a project. I'm revitalized. I'm yeah, let's go fucking get the next one.
Why bow ties?
I selected bow ties because, well, one, I needed a bow tie for a party one time, and I was shopping for bow ties and I saw nothing that I liked, and I was like, I'll make one because I think I can make everything. So I decided to make one. It was horrible, but I got a lot from trying to make that one to where it kind of stayed on my mind. So I just kept going, and then eventually it turned into a business.
How long have you been tailoring?
Oh man, I'm kind of starting to just now really get into the tailoring side of it. If you just consider me designing the ties, a part of tailoring.
Yeah.
And since 2011, when I was in college, I don't know. I've just always been a very driven person. So it was just I started finding scraps of material, and then it got to the point people would just drop off bags of material in front of my front door. I'm like, what the hell? But it worked, and I discovered I used to make my bow ties real out the box. I made this one out of old Magnum wrappers, and it did really big, and then seriously,
I just have so many questions about that.
It was so dope. I mean, cause the goal, you can't find fabric like that wrapper, you know what I mean? And so I was just making real wild and crazy ones, but that's when I was in college, and then when I graduated, it was kind of my demographics matured, so then I started doing real clean cut, just classic styles and prints. And then I was just this is cool and all, but as of late, I'm feeling more inspired to create because I'm going back to just my out the box, style. Some that I'm gonna have today, I made out of Swisher Sweet wrappers, the cigarella wrappers. And people have been blowing me up about these damn ties, and I'm like, y'all do know this is just a wrapper, right? But they want it, you know what I mean? So it's people really are looking for stuff that's gonna make a statement for itself. I remember when I started this, and I remember moments of me wanting to give up, wanting to stop. The money not being there, and just so many things. I've drove all the way to Houston with $20 in my, wallet, just praying and hoping that this event was a success, and I sell at least 1 to 2 ties to be able to at least get my ass back home,
Mm-hmm. And you have, you work other jobs as well on top of this one, correct?
Man, what? I'm going to work tonight.
See, so and that was one of the things we discussed on our way down here, is that you don't have to be, I don't know how to phrase it, but you don't have to be, your sole reliance doesn't have to be on your passion. I have a job outside of this that I work probably 40 hours a week at. And then I come home and we hop on the road or figure out what our next feature is going to be, and then we come down here or go wherever we're going and talk to those people. Tons of people, entrepreneurs are juggling multiple things at once to get their passion where they want it to be.
Got to. The economy is trash.
Yeah.
The cost of living is unheard of.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't even find a 1-bedroom in Austin, Texas. You looking at about $1,000 if you for a not even so nice apartment, like
Sure.
$1,000, and then on top of that, I'm paying another $1,000 for daycare. Damn, you know, what do you really want from a person? Like, and you know, you have a college degree, but they still try to offer you $11, $13. Like,
Yep.
what the fuck? I was told $14,000 coming out of the bin. Like, that's what they tell you. You get this degree, the least you'll make is $40,000. I'm still waiting on it.
We started doing this project or show or whatever people want to call it, is that we wanted to find what inspires people to do what they're doing and how they got into what they're doing.
It's odd that you're asking me. I literally just had a girl DM me. Like, I have a lot of people that reach out to me asking me like different questions, like, how did you start this, or how did you know which direction to go, or you know, and really my answer is a lot of failures and fuck ups. Like,
That's the best way to learn.
I'm not scared, you know what I mean? I've tried and tried again. You know, I can look at my first business card all the way to my latest business card. Even something that small can tell you just like how much development has occurred in your business, you know? And really, I just like to take the knowledge that I've learned over my trial and errors and share with other people. I definitely do like to try to keep my money circulating in my own community, because the Black community, our dollar goes the fastest. We never see our dollars again because we spend our money stupidly. I had a lady that had sent me some pictures, and I didn't even really realize it, but she had like 8 bow ties for me. And I started crying because I'm a Cancer, so I'm dramatic. But to me, it was just like, wow. And she was so happy, like she had pride behind it. You know, she's like, I've been rocking with you for a long time, you know what I mean? And it was like, I'm not Louis Vuitton, but she made me feel like I was in that moment, you know what I mean?
Matches for she.
Okay, all right.
I don't know how she does it. He's like,
Girl,
she's
you
like,
rude.
she devil.
Siri,
She's the
shut
man.
up.
How she move?
Shut up. Oh, she rude. Okay, anyway. It's kind of like a statement of its own. Yeah, people wear neckties, but bow ties give you that GQ, that exclusive, that real boss like demeanor. It kind of just, it speaks a different language outside of other like accessories. So that's me.
This isn't your first pop-up, I take it?
Baby, I do this like I sleep, okay?
On the board?
Ooh, I would have to go with the Marvel.
Ooh, Marvel.
I see a little bit of Iron Man wording. I see the Hulk. I see Thor.
That's fair.
That's
Yeah.
my bag.
See, I'm glad you noticed the detail, because it's hard. Think about it, when you have fabrics, you have to really like cut it in precise areas, because Hulk was like in a very hard place, so it's like now I gotta go and cut a big chunk out of the middle just to get that. But yeah, let's actually turn this around. But I have to pay attention to stuff like that because I want someone to notice, you know, the Hulk. If he wasn't there, it wouldn't really just look like a full-on Marvel bow tie, unless you just really know. So, you know, I try to always focus on just like the details of it.
How do you know Merida?
you know, like she's a fellow vendor as well. Austin, you know, Austin's real small.
Oh wait, so
kinda-
you guys are both like vendors and like Black-owned businesses? That's fantastic.
We've been Facebook friends for about a year. This is the first time I've actually met her in person.
Known of her through social media for about a year, but we just recently met maybe 2.5, 3 months ago.
When I was pregnant, I purchased a bow tie for my newborn, and then some earrings to match and a scarf, and I love it, man. Very talented.
They're amazing. She's very innovative and creative. So yeah, they're pretty dope.
Well, I'm actually wearing one right now. I was over there looking at what she had, and this one caught my attention. And being a person that likes to dress up from time to time, bow ties are actually what I prefer to wear over a regular tie.
Love her bow tie. I personally, I wish I would have known her when I did Raw Austin, because I made my own like quick go-to bow tie, and I wish I would have known her when I had Raw Austin, when I had to make it for Raw Austin, because I needed like a big bow tie for this button-up shirt that I had. I think they're pretty amazing.
It's 25. Okay, don't let that one. Okay, I'm gonna say this one is just for display. It's already gone. Don't look at it. Just for y'all to see. Okay, I got you.
Do you know Merida?
She's my baby girl, my princess.
Oh, Princess.
Princess.
Same to you, or
Of course, my firstborn.
you guys start noticing kind of her love for like craft and like tailoring and stuff like that?
8, 9 years old.
Yes, I'll give you a quick story. She was, I guess, in elementary, maybe middle school, and she one day took my lipstick and she drew on the TV,
Okay.
big screen. So I knew then there was something special about her. And
Were you also mad at her?
Of course.
I took
Very
care
angry.
of that part. I took care of that part.
Very angry. But when I think back to that particular story, that's when she was trying to express herself.
I think there's pros and cons in everything. I think as long as you believe in yourself, you can't let anyone hold you back from anything. And that's kind of what we instilled in our girls.
What do you think it takes to be an entrepreneur? Like, what do you think it takes to actually own your own business?
Dedication, perseverance, courage, and and a good support system. Because you can have all of that, but when you're like in a rut, when you feel like giving up, or you like exhausted all your options, because it's not an easy task. So being an entrepreneur is not for the weak-hearted. I tell everybody that it's like you have to be motivated, but having that support system really comes in handy.
To have like a boss mentality. You have to go for what your heart desires. If there's something in there, and you know, creative, you pull that right on out.
Knowledge of what it is that you want to do, but not only the knowledge of knowing what it is that you want to do, the knowledge to go and seek other people that can help you bring your vision together. Because a lot of times people have this self idea of how to make it, not realizing that it takes yourself to get it started, but you need somebody else to help you get it going in the direction that you want it to.
My wife could probably tell you just as well as me, but I think discipline, self-discipline. It takes a lot of self-discipline you have to sacrifice a lot. There's times that you get up at 3 o'clock in the morning on a rainy day, but you have to make sure that everything's done and prepared, get ready for catering or whatever you're doing to get on the road and do what you need to do. So I would say sacrifice. The Merida family wall. This right here is my grandmother and my great-grandmother. Her name was Rosa Ellis, and she just recently passed away. Bless her heart. She was the queen of my heart.
I was telling them earlier, I've never really been interested in my family's history, but anyone else's, I'm just like, tell me everything.
Yeah. I actually have it's kind of off the chart, but something that's very important to me is we did an article when the girls were younger. It's Dads Make a Difference, and this is Brittany and Latoya, our 2 girls. Mm-hmm. And I would take them everywhere I went when I did volunteer work. And so volunteering has been a part of their lives and my life for a long time.
Wow, is there any specific form of volunteering that you guys have done? Or
We
just
worked
kind
at
of
Dottie Jordan Recreation Center I kind of grew up without a father. He's living, but he wasn't really active in my life. So I made a promise to myself that I would be active in my girl's life.
Sure.
So what made you guys want to do this?
I've worked a plethora of jobs over the course of my life, and I got comfortable in one. And like what always kept me going is that the jobs never kept me comfortable. They kept me on my feet and moving and finding other interests and so on. And then I worked for a cell phone company for a couple of years, and the pay was great and the benefits were great. They helped me go to school, all that stuff, and got kind of comfortable. And I took a reflection, I think it was early this year, I took a reflection. I was like, what am I doing? Like, I have a degree, I'm not using it. What I'm doing, I don't really care that much about. It's just comfortable. And so I took some time, gathered my resources, got all my debts, paid off student loans, all that stuff. And then I was like, I just want to explore. I want to find out what success means to different people, and I want to find what their definition of success is. And Q Dylan, I've known Dylan for a couple of years, and I go up to New York once or twice a year. We have a mutual friend I hang out with up there. I sat down with Dylan and kind of told him what I wanted to do. Originally, I was just going to be on my motorcycle going across the country and just stopping and seeing the countryside. And he was like, man, I wish I could record that. And I was like, well, if you want to come with, you can.
I've found, and I'm 55, and I applaud you all. I really do.
We appreciate it. Yeah.
When you find out young in life what you want to do and you move toward that, that's very rewarding. It's more so rewarding than anything else.
So as you can see, it's getting close to the holidays. So, you got to cater to the people. And since it's like sports season, of course, we got the Saints, we got the Cowboys, Marvel.
I saw the Ninja Turtles. That one caught my eye.
Yeah,
that's
Ninja Turtle for the kiddos. Gotta have that.
And this adult.
Yeah, I'm really getting the science down to this. I have to learn how to prepare for the month before. You know what I mean? Because like how you walk in Walmart right now and they already got shit for Valentine's Day.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm like, oh, y'all on it. So that's kind of where I'm at. But it can be a challenge when you're trying to do your own marketing. You're doing the craftsmanship, the designing, just like, but I get it done.
Yesterday when we were at the Business Mixer, when Dylan was talking to people, some of them had never met you before. Some of them you had offered advice through Facebook or some other social media or internet means. And that really spoke to me as like, wow, like you're out there, you're making not only a difference, but you're doing what you want to do.
Yeah, I have people, even yesterday when I was getting my makeup done, I got like 2 DMs from different business owners. A lady sent me over her business card, like, hey, what do you think? Which one do you feel is a good idea? Which lets me know that at least I'm doing something out here that is encouraging or motivating people, or they're watching what I'm doing and want to know the kind of feedback that I can offer them,
They respect your opinion.
Yeah, and it really meant a lot. I'm just like, wow, okay, like I don't know where all of this is leading me. It's definitely taking me somewhere. But I remember being at that, just starting off, and I remember even making my first business card to see what that looked like. It was horrible. But just watching the development and knowing now I'm getting enough insight, or I'm learning, or I have enough knowledge to share to pour into someone else. That feels good. Like I feel like that's what success is, when you're able to share and give that knowledge to somebody else. So I wish that I had a number count on how many that I've made. I know that it's probably at least like over 500 for sure.
You should put little notch marks in your sewing machine so you can count.
Yeah, that would be lit, like something like that. But I was just like, man, I need to know. At first, I was just like, I didn't really know how to like shape the ties, and I wasn't using like interface. There was like a lot of stuff that I was missing. So what I did was I just went to the store and bought like a bow tie that was already, and I destroyed it.
That's the way to do it.
And I was like, okay, let's see what they're using to get this tie to look accordingly. So that's where I discovered interface. That's kind of where I, got the measurements of like an average size bow tie. I'm designing. It's like a portion of it is sewn with the machine and a portion of it is sewn by hand. I taught myself how to sew. So I never took classes. I've never had anyone, sit with me at the machine. There's certain things that I do want to learn because I want to kind of get into like gardening. So I've been seeking someone that can teach me. Just like certain things, but I'm just like all straight up self-taught. So right now YouTube is my greatest teacher. My work experience is through my own business. It's work with my dad. I started working with my dad when I was like 13 for his catering business, and that taught me a lot of different things, and then it went on to me doing my own stuff. So
yeah, your work ethic is
my
astounding.
experience is, it's like, how do I put this on a resume? And then you do, and they're kind of like red flags when they see, oh, you were the owner? Well, you've never really worked for it, and it's like, well, what does that mean? You know? So that's hard. That's a challenge. I don't see how people sit at the same place and be miserable or just unfulfilled or unhappy.
I mean, I can kind of relate to it because, like I was saying, you get into a certain comfort, especially if the job is providing for you in a lot of areas that you would struggle with otherwise.
True. I did it. I've done it. I did it. Right now, I'm even looking just because financial backing.
Mm-hmm.
Being an entrepreneur, that is the hardest part. You are your person that provides all expenses.
You're your payroll.
You're your payroll.
Yeah.
So on a day that you're not making money, you gotta make up for that 10 times. You know what I mean? And bills do not stop.
Mm-hmm.
Expenses don't stop. So.
They do the opposite. They build up.
Yeah, it's kind of like, has it always been this much?
Right.
But for me, I just keep pushing. I'm just like, well, whatever's supposed to happen will happen. It'll take care of itself. Sometimes that's not as easy to feel that way some mornings. And then other times it's just like, shit, all I can worry about is today. Tomorrow will just do whatever tomorrow does. You know what I mean? So.
I want to make a Ninja Turtle tie. Can we do that? Is that possible?
You want to make one?
Yeah, can we make that happen?
Right now, there's like a little template that you're following, so that the green piece is like what you're gonna want to cut.
So you just know to cut around this. This is basically so you know the size of the tie, Take these out. And now, now that you have this is gonna be your base of your tie, okay? So now we have to do the strap and the center part. That's gonna be what goes in the center of your tie. And last but not least, we're going to, so most neck sizes go up for adults to about 22. That's average. When I promote,
23.
See, so I always ask, do you have a bigger neck than a 22? Because every now and then you get somebody that says, I'm a 24. You're like, damn, really? Okay, cool, I got you, no worries. But it's good to know because you hate to send somebody something and they're like, it's my wedding day and I can't get my damn tie. You know what I mean? So this is 16. I always try to find the part of the fabric that is going to reach that amount of, where you don't have to like damage the whole piece. So for instance, like this one goes to 19. So let's just measure your neck first to see, because if you're 19, it won't be no point of going on. That's funny. So 19 is gonna give you some slack. This is 17, and that's still giving you some. So 19. Boom. All right. So you just gonna put your tie on there like this. Make sure this fabric's at the bottom. And what you wanna do is just put this footer down. You got this little footwork down here.
Yeah.
Okay, so the harder you press, the faster it's gonna go.
Okay.
And hold on, just okay, cool. So the harder you press, the faster it's gonna go. So you can just barely kind of tap it. You're just gonna take each hand and just guide it on through. Take this part, you're just gonna kind of lay it right here, and then you're gonna get your, now you have to use your fingers or your hands. You're gonna hand stitch this part. It's already threaded for you.
Nice.
So just take this in, just go in, you know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure you get this part. Yes, woohoo! Check you out. Okay, yeah.
Merida, thoughts?
Would you hire me as an employee?
Let's
No.
start as an intern. You definitely could help me do a lot of stuff. That's for sure. You did a great job though.
Cool.
Yeah, nice.
Put it on for me, baby.
Nice.
Yeah, how do I
Let me
don't
do
know.
you the honors, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, you got this. Your neck was kind of small. If you don't hold this for me.
I'm a very delicate man.
Okay. I'll be very delicate. Okay. Pose
This
for
looks
the front.
quite nice.
Great.
Get your hands out of it.
He's like, I'm giving you something.
I'm working here.
Yeah. It's just like everything's a learning lesson, you know, and we caught the golden hour and it was amazing, and I can't say that was my first experience with styling a photo shoot. You know, I've had some that was just went all the way wrong. I forgot garments, or I showed a blade, or wasn't properly prepared, or, you know, didn't have the pieces that I need. And for me, especially in building a brand, those type of experiences could make or break your entire business. You know, you do bad business with one person the wrong way and they could assassinate your entire character to where nobody will ever want to work with you. And so I've definitely used like moments like that I haven't been prepared, or, you know that you could have did this a little bit better, to teach myself how to attack it the next time around. For Black women, I know for me, there's always something that was told to me from even a younger girl. And it's like every day that you walk out the door, you already have 3 strikes against you. You're Black, you're a woman, you know, and they're gonna wanna think that you're not educated, you know? So it's just like, knowing that I am educated and me knowing that I'm Black, I know that I have to work even harder, you know, and I know that there's gonna be a lot of odds that are already against me. And there's gonna be people that tell you, oh, because you're a mom, you can't do certain things, or oh, because you're, you know, I don't know. People just try to like speak their own doubts into you or over you, and there's a lot of people that have given up on their own dreams, so therefore it's hard for them to really support a person when they see them really pursuing their dreams. And for me, again, like that outside noise, if it's not something positive, and if it's not like somebody pouring into you, and it's not just like that energy that's building you up, sometimes you have to just eliminate all that, you know. I just kind of saw like different people that had their own businesses or owned something, and I saw this kind of just like freedom that they carried, or the demeanor that they had about themselves. You know, it was like, oh, you're like, people say they're bosses all day, but it's like a different type of just feel that you get from somebody that's like a real true boss. And for me, I'm the kind of person, like, I have an idea and I want to get to it. You know, I want to execute. I'm not really like somebody that talks about it, then 3 months later it's still something that I'm talking about. If I think of it, it's gonna happen. So that's how I am when it comes to business, and just that's how I am in general about life.
As I talked about earlier, when we were first driving down here, this is episode 4. We've been doing this for close to 3 months now, and we just had, I think, one of our best interviews, especially considering that we've never met this person before. Like, how are you?
Zero contact, stranger danger.
How are you feeling kind of at this point on the journey, especially now that we just kind of interacted with someone who I thought was fucking really inspiring, actually?
Well, you know, I kind of mentioned it in the diner earlier. This project is slowly restoring my faith back in humanity, if you will. That may sound a bit dramatic, but when you spend most of your life working with John Q. Public, it can kind of wear you out, especially in, like, you know, a service industry.
I mean, I guess that's kind of like a big part of the project, was kind of like seeing if people were worth it.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, and they are. Like, I'm finding that, you know, there is, you know, people. There's more to people than what I've dealt with in the past.